Bull Expo 2012 in Reno. Unbelievable event. And Bill, we have a special guest right now.
Yes, one of the bigger names in bowling.
Keyword there is big and special.
Chris Schlemmer.
I just got here on the short bus.
Okay, so we got him out here. Great. We see him on TV every week, probably made every show this year.
Almost every show, yeah. It was one of those things. I think I told you guys the other day. People always ask me how come I wasn't Player of the Year since I made more shows, but I just never got that recognition. I don't know why.
Man of many hats.
Many hats now.
I think it was the prize list.
Yeah, I think so.
What killed you.
Yeah, we were just talking about the whole prize fund thing, and yeah, like you said, famous, but I don't get the part of the prize fund. I don't know how that works.
Yeah, they just keep giving you names.
There should be a ball rep. Yeah, we need a pay structure for the ball reps. That's what it should be.
A ball rep Hall of Fame.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah, like Jason Couch should have gotten a big raise last night.
Exactly, right?
Whew. How hard is it as a rep and doing the job like you do or like Jason did when you have caliber of bowlers like that? Like, that's kind of tough. It's like me being a trainer for Secretariat on the second leg. Is it that, the talent, they got a lot of great talent. It's kind of easy. Is it a little easier when you got talent like that?
It is a lot easier when you have the talent side of things. Really, the main focus that I did for the 10 plus years that I was a tour rep on the ladies tour, men's tour, senior tour, you're dealing with the best bowlers in the world. The key component for me has always been the mental focus, controlling the mental and the emotional. Because we're human beings. We all tick on a different level. So in certain situations, talking to, let's say, like my staff guys over there now, like a Wes Malott or Norm Duke or Pete Weber, some of the stuff that I said to Pete Weber during the U.S. Open this year when he won again, obviously I can't say in public,
sure,
but my communication level with Pete and just kind of making sure that I was still the main focus point in his head is different than when I'm talking to, say, when Norm won the U.S. Open, the year before, talking to Norm and explain, he just looks for that reassurance. So it's more of a reassuring thing that he's doing right, making the right decisions and stuff like that. Where a guy like Pete was making sure that, hey, focus on this, this, and this, and don't forget I'm standing right here. So it's a different deal. I mean, so Jason, obviously I've been friends with Jason Couch for a long time. He's a great guy, great bowler, and now the tour rep thing, he's got a lot to learn. He's already been picking my brain, picking Del Ballard's brain, other guys.
I'm not saying anything to downplay his effect with Kelly, but it just seems it's a lot easier when you have some great bowlers that you're trying to help.
Absolutely.
Than to some people that are borderline talent. It's a lot more difficult, I would think.
Well, and again, it still weighs into the knowing how each person operates and functions, and that's part of, obviously Jason's going to learn, and there's going to be certain situations where having to talk to them as a bowler, but then there's other times you get to talk to them like we're not even bowling. There's been countless times throughout my career as a tour rep that it wasn't always the here in the moment, the bowling and this and that. Sometimes it's hey, let's talk about what's going on at home, just to clear their mind. It's kind of almost like a hard, I like to call it like a hard reset. Like, hey, your brain's going too fast right now. Slow it down a little bit. Let's throw something else out there, and then we can get back into the bowling thing. So
yeah, that's almost exactly what Lucy Sandlin said yesterday after losing her match in the Senior Open. Is the first frame she opened, boom, and it was over. It went too fast, and she couldn't slow it down.
Absolutely, and it happened. And the amazing part is, Lucy's a great bowler. She's won around the world, a great talent, and it's not only her. Like I said, it's the greatest guys. You take like a Walter Ray or Pete or Norm, guys that have won a lot of titles. It's happened to their careers too. The greatest, you don't always win, and as much as you like to think that they got it figured out and know what's going on, those guys still get nervous when it comes show day. And like you said, it could be one frame, it could be the second frame, and next thing you know, I go, what happened to the third? I don't know. What do you mean you don't know? It blurred. I don't know what happened. And it just, the heat of the moment, it happens.
Yeah, you hope that just auto response takes over and it happens, but it doesn't always.
Not always the case, correct.
Yeah. So, 10 years of tour rep. What's evolved over those 10 years?
What's evolved over those years?
Yeah.
Oh, wow. Besides global warming and ups and downs in the economy.
Yeah, just inside the bowling center. We got enough problems in there.
In the bowling world, I tell you what, it's been an up and down 10 years. And to be honest with you, I grew up a lot. Obviously, I got hired on. I was only 24 years old. So I was in the young part of my life, and I've got to experience a lot around the world, and mentally and emotionally, just like a bowler, mentally, emotionally. We've seen a lot of change, especially in the PBA. You know, when I started in 2001, that was the new regime. That was the new formats of tour, and we tried this and we tried that, and you know, some have worked, some have not worked. So I don't know if anyone's really got it figured out what's happened in the last 10 years. We just kind of go with the flow and kind of wait to see what happens next.
Now, for a while, PBA wouldn't allow ball reps to work. What changed it?
Actually, what changed in the last couple of years is talking to like Tom Clark and some of the other guys that have come in and trying to change things in bowling, because we always compared our sport to other sports. Example, golf, tennis, whatever. When the guys took over in 2001, they were big, and they came from the tennis world. So they were big on, you're allowed to have a coach, but if you watch Roger Federer or whoever else, they don't get to talk to their coach during a match. It's on a timeout or it's whatever else. They go, we want the same thing in bowling. Well, then you got to think about it as years went by, and Tom Clark, you know, talking to us ball reps while we're company reps are still there trying to help our guys win. And they go, you guys are more like caddies in golf, you know. And golf's really doing a good job here lately, if you guys have watched, and the fact that they're now miking up some of the caddies, and you're hearing some of the conversations that most people just like, oh, that's the guy that carries the bag. No, that's the guy that, hey, I want you to hit a three-quarter punch shot, and I want you to do this, I want you to whatever. Yeah. A lot of people don't realize how involved some of the caddies are, and so that was part of the aspect that Tom Clark and the guys want to bring back to bowling, and so obviously some guys have excelled and they've benefited from it, and again, it's always the not everyone has a caddy. You know, if you're not on Schlemmer Rotogrip staff, you know, or you don't have me or Dell, if you're a free agent, those guys kind of have to do it themselves. So that's one thing that we're still trying to figure out. I think, if you know, would it be possible to get every player like a caddy? We don't know. I mean,
that second set of eyes is so important.
Absolutely. You know, and that was one of the things. You know, I give you guys an example, like this year at the U.S. Open. You know, like I said, I've been in the business a long time, and I learned a lot from Dell Ballard as a tour rep. Great friends with Dell, and he taught me a lot of what I know. We hired Dell as our tour rep. He's learning our balls. He's learning our staff players. When it came showtime, and Pete's, you know, using a Marvel Pearl on a show, and it just hit me. I'm watching lanes break down or whatever, and I looked at Pete and I go, "Hey, where's your frantic at?" And he goes, "I think it's in the locker room." I asked Dell. I go, "Hey, where's that frantic?" He goes, "It's in the locker room." Why? I said, "That's the ball he needs to go to." We get all said and done. Dell comes to me. He goes, "Where did that come from? How'd you see that?" I'm like, "I know Pete's game. I saw how lanes transition. It's just that it was a reaction for me. Like, hey, I need this ball." So I ran to the locker room, got it, and that's what we switched to. You know, so it's like I said, it's a learning curve. It's you know, I dedicate a lot of time and effort. I had many countless nights sleeping. You know, a lot of people over the years are like, "Hey, you know, Chris Schlemmer, he's a great guy." Other guys were like, "Man, that guy was really mean to me, or he ignored me." and I tell people all the time, I said, don't take offense to it. When I'm actually helping the players, you know, if I've got 10 guys, 20 guys, whatever it may be, I've got all those ball reactions spinning in my head. And there's been countless times where I've not slept at night, just laying in bed, you know, hotel room, thinking, okay, where did I go wrong here? What option should I give this guy? Okay, now I finish that checklist him. Okay, now what I need for West Milan, and it just goes on. And so I've dedicated my life to it as well.
Yeah, Storm is known as the Bowlers Company.
Right.
And you're moving on up in the corporate ladder.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing.
It was a couple of years ago. Bill Chrisman comes up and says, "I never knew I had that many vice presidents."
You know,
but you keep moving people up; they got to go somewhere.
Right. That's what we keep talking about. I think we're the only company in the industry where we've got we keep going. We'll have like 45 vice presidents. You know, but no, everyone's really. We have a great team, top to bottom. Everyone's really good and knows, you know, what their duties are. But in the same token, as much as everyone, this guy's, you know, we do all have a couple of vice presidents, but everyone knows their role. But at the same token, if something goes wrong, we're all there to back each other up. We're all there to make it a team effort. And that's what, you know, we're really a family environment, and that's what I really love about it.
Let's talk real briefly about the 2012 Storm Soldier and Family Assistance Project.
Yeah, the Family and Friends of the Soldiers was a great great project. It actually took a long time to get that put together. The big thing for us was, which most people don't realize, you know, since that tragedy back in 9/11, you know, security getting on bases and stuff has gone up and down. Well, this event in particular, even though we actually have one of our staff guys, who oversees Mike Sinek, who oversees our amateur staffs, works on base. It still took us 8 months to get clearance for some of the guys getting on base. But once we got the project going, everyone got there and guys got to participate in it. Hank and Corbett and a bunch of people from the office got to go. We sent Jeff Carter and had Dale Niemiller there coaching and our sales guys, and it was a really emotional. And even to this day, if you talk to those guys, they remember it like it was just yesterday, even though it's already been a few weeks back. They get the tingles of the fact of these people are some of them still active duty, some of them, having situations from battles and stuff like that. So we definitely are going to keep doing that project and, actually going to try and do more.
And the last thing before we let you go.
Yeah.
See your game.
What about my game?
What about your game? Did you see it?
Did you see Bill's game? Okay. Well, that's another story.
If y'all have seen my game,
mentoring.
I came out of retirement this year to bowl nationals for the first time since I was probably 19 or 20 years old. I need some help. Can you guys coach me? Because I bowled 1675 at nationals and I missed 21 spares.
Yeah, I have someone that can help you. I have someone that can help you.
I didn't miss that many, but I think that's what I shot too.
I missed 21 spares. It was awful. But anyway, yeah, what we've got with See Your Game, it's a great program. All our sales guys do it. We have certified coaching. It's the one-time fee of $29.95, and that gives you the interaction when you get the lesson built. It's on an email database. It's actually built through a company based out of Phoenix, and actually they started with the golf industry, and we wanted to get something easier because when you have a disc and you whatever, it's okay, but people damage them, they lose them, whatever. Now with this system, that is always backed up on a hard drive. They've got it backup upon backup, to where you can actually go back and review your lesson. And what makes it easier is then when you get a new lesson built, then you can go back and compare the two. You can do voiceovers. There's a lot of things you can do with it, and it's really easy. So that's the key.
And it's affordable.
Absolutely.
That's the main thing.
That's the big thing, trying to get a cost-effective coaching system.
How do they go about getting information about that or contacting you?
See Your Game, actually, you can actually do it through our website. There's actually a link. We have it, like I said, it has all the information on there. Our sales guys, when we do a lot of our matchmaker events and stuff like that, there's a lot of times where they do a sample run or if they'll come in and do some coaching. But yeah, if you go to stormbowling.com, that actually has a coaching tab. It actually has the See Your Game information on it.
Chris, thanks a lot for coming
Absolutely.
in.
Glad you guys
appreciate it. And
great to have you out
pleasure.
here.
Good
Thank
luck
you.
for Storm the rest of the way and all the brands.
Storm Rotogrip, we're going to do what we can.
Vice President number 46.
That's it. Looking at it right here.
Bye-bye.
Thank you.